All right, good morning, everybody. Thursday, April 17th, and it's a gorgeous day out today. Wall-to-wall sunshine, wall-to-wall blue skies. So, we've got a fairly simple day today, but a little bit different. We got 2 water loads that are going up to the Hazleton plant, and then after that, we got to drop the tank and go find our empty van. Grab that, take that down to Fogelsville, and pick up the loaded one down there, take that up to Hazleton, and then that'll be our day. So, 2 water loads, a van shuttle, and done. So not too bad of a day, and just a little bit different, a little something else to show you. So we're gonna get going here in a few minutes, and we will talk to you out on the road. All right, so it's time to make those donuts and get going, get out of here, and grab that first load. Like I said, today just a gorgeous day. Nice and dry, sunny, pretty mild, probably about 53, 54 already, so it may easily get up to 60 today. Hopefully even up at Hazleton. Hazleton a little colder than everywhere else, but hopefully it'll be pretty mild up there too. We just go slow out of here when it's dry and the lot gets a little bit dusty, and we don't want to dust out the neighbors here, although right now they probably have all their windows closed. Nicer day and they had windows open, and you don't want to dust them out. And I got one car coming, one coming that way too. Pretty good sight line to our left, but not such a good one to our right. And this one's going slow. Alright, I guess we can go. Hopefully nothing coming. So, onward and upward. There's a squeak in this dashboard over here somewhere, and I can't figure it out. It must be deep in the dashboard because I pushed on all the panels and kind of smacked them a little bit, and I can't get that rattle to go away. And mostly when it's idling or at a low RPM, high torque situation, it'll rattle, and I don't know where it's coming from. I kind of know where it's coming from, but I just can't get rid of it. It's all right when I'm cruising along at a decent RPM, but there's certain times where it'll just rattle away and it gets a little bit annoying. All right, so we're here loading up the first one. Like I said in the opening segment, it's just a gorgeous day out today. Little blue skies behind me. It doesn't get any better than this. It's gonna probably be about 60, maybe 65 today, because it really warmed up pretty quick. Tomorrow's supposed to be even nicer, 70 to 75, but maybe a few more puffy clouds around. But either way, both days are gonna be real nice. I brought the cameras out today because of going up north and doing something a little different. If we do something different tomorrow again, maybe I'll bring them out again, because tomorrow's going to be just as nice as today. Even less windy. There's still a little bit of a breeze, but tomorrow's going to be even less windy and warmer, and depends on what we do. But like I said, I brought the cameras out today because today was going to be a little more interesting because we're doing something different. So we're loading up this first one, almost done, button her up, and head on up to Hazleton. All right, so we are rolling northbound instead of southbound today, heading toward Tamaqua first. Then go through Tamaqua and climb up the hill to hometown, and go through hometown, and then we got a pretty good steep climb to get up to 81. Pardon me, got a frog in my throat this morning. And that one's a pretty good one. That one's actually probably a steeper grade than the Blue Mountain. It's shorter, but it's probably a percentage steeper. Maybe, I don't know what the percentage is. I'd have to use my Jeep off-road pages to do it, but probably a percent or two steeper, especially up at the top, because it really pulls us down into the 20s right before we get up to the top, before we get to Interstate 81. And so she's a good pull. But we're in lowlands right now compared to Hazleton, because Hazleton's up there about 1,800 feet, 1,900 feet. So we're only about 750 feet right here. So I got to climb 1,000 feet between here and Hazleton, where we go deliver. So again, I wasn't going to turn the camera on, but it looks like we got a situation going on up here. I see some emergency vehicle flashers over there on the other side of the road. Let's see what's going on here. We're going to have to come out of here once we get unloaded. So there's 2 trucks parked off to the side. I see some damage on that white Volvo. I don't know who hit who. The white Volvo must have hit somebody, but I didn't see damage on the other truck. But oh, there, what do we got there? Front bumper or something. Maybe it's partially cleaned up already, but evidently there was something pretty decent going on there. Alright, so we are unloading here at Hazleton, and I'll tell you a little bit of the goings on, but you're going to stay in the truck because that resin truck down there is unloading and it's making a lot of noise that'll drown out my voice. So as you all know, in my last video I went down and got a tank wash, picked up a freshly sanitized trailer and brought it back home, and then yesterday we delivered it down at Fogelsville and got it updated into the system so that we could continue to deliver. And so when I loaded today and came up here, it was not in their system, and it will not let you unload until you verify with QC that you have a freshly sanitized tank. Once it expires, the computer reads it and won't let you unload. So it took me about 40 minutes to get somebody to come out here and verify that the tank is indeed a valid tank to unload. So even in a routine job with a pretty cut and dry schedule, there can be glitches. So we had one here. So, but otherwise it's just too noisy outside to stand there. So I figured I'd update you here in the truck. So, all right, button her up when we're done and head on down and get that second load. Delays, delays, delays. That's the name of the game today. We're in the south end of Tamaqua, and now we got stuck by a train coming out of the coal mine here. I don't know how many cars are on it, but he's pushing it backwards. And I can't see, well, that's about all the tracks I can see is right there, so I don't even know where the end of it is, but the engines would be the end of the train, because they're pushing it out of the mine and back out onto the main line. So we wait. Alright, so we're back. We're loading the second one up. I didn't realize that there's a lot of traffic out there today. I don't know if Easter is a big travel holiday like Thanksgiving and Christmas, but it just seems like a lot of extra traffic that normally isn't out at this time of day. So I don't know what's going on, but it just seems like the traffic is excessive today. Maybe it is a travel day. Maybe more people are traveling on Easter than they used to, but I just don't remember it being that bad. I don't know what's going on, but it sure does look smoky up here. It was kind of clear the last time I came up, and now it looks really smoky in the region. I don't know. I heard of a brush fire down West Penn Township, but that's about 10 miles south and west of us. But it's awfully smoky up here, and I don't know if there's another brush fire somewhere. I mean, for all the rain that we've had, well, I shouldn't say all the rain, because we really didn't get much in the way of rain. It was just cloudy and cold. Wasn't much in the way of rain, so the ground is kind of dry and the underbrush is kind of dry, but all of a sudden it just looks very smoky up here. The sky has a brown tint toward the horizon, and the mountains have like a bluish cast to them, as like a summer haze, but there's no summer haze, and it almost kind of smell it coming in the vent here. I had the air conditioner on. It's 63 out, but the sun coming in the windows makes the cab hot, so I had the air conditioner on. But it just looks smoky. I don't know. I mean, I heard it was a 3-alarm fire down there in West Penn Township, but I can't see where that smoke would have carried all the way up here to be this thick. I think you can see it ahead of us. I hope the camera doesn't always pick up stuff that the eye can see, but there is smoke in the air. I can see it. I can smell it. Where this other brush, there's got to be another brush fire around here somewhere closer to be putting this much smoke into the air. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's that big of a fire and the smoke is carrying up this far, but I can just see that brown haze toward the horizon. Alright, it may be off camera, but at least one of the fires is up here in Hazleton. It's just off to our right, using the face of a clock, probably about the 1 o'clock, 1:30 position. I can see the plume coming up and the smoke drifted across the highway here. It may be pretty smoky where we deliver, I don't know, but then it's carrying down, must be a north wind, so it's carrying down in the hometown in Tamaqua, because Tamaqua was where I first noticed it was looking a little hazy. But yeah, the fire is off just to our right a little bit. Like I said, I hope the camera is picking up a little bit. I just filmed in here before, I know, because there was an accident here, but this is a day of oddities all of a sudden. The accident up here, and then waiting to get my paperwork straightened out at the plant, and then go back through town, and there was a train that we waited on, and then there's a fire in West Penn Township, a brush fire in West Penn Township. There was a bad car accident in Tamaqua itself, that the helicopter had to land on the Little League field. And then I come up here and there's a big brush fire. So interesting day today. So yeah, that's 2 fires in the local area today. 2 brush fires. One down there, West Penn Township, not too far from our well there, maybe about a half a mile. It's just behind a mobile home park, and that was supposedly a 3-alarm brush fire, so I don't know how big that one was. But then there's that one up here that's on the other side of the ridge, which is near the other well that we load at. So I mean, no coincidence, and I wasn't at either of them, but kind of interesting, the locations of them. But this one up here looks pretty big to put up a plume of smoke like it was putting up. I gotta do some research and see if there's anything online about what's going on and where it's at. But anyway, we are unloading this second one here, and then when we get done with that, we're going to slide it over one to an empty spot, drop it, and then go through inbound checkpoint and find out where our empty is, hook it up, and take it down to Fogelsville. Procedure here is to drop the tank and then come around the building, check in with the gate guard, and let them know what we're here for, and then proceed to find our empty tank. Empty van, boy oh boy. And then grab that empty van and take it down to Allentown, and then from there, then we do things in reverse, bring the loaded one back here. So you got to drop the tanker and then bobtail around the building, talk to the check-in people at the gate, and then go back around the building to get your empty. That way they know which one you're taking out of here to go down to Allentown. And we are going to stop here for a second because I need to use this little job Johnny here. All right, well, we are almost down here to Fogelsville. We're going by the Weiss Market Shopping Center here. Coming up on Tillman Street. Once we get over this hill, I can't believe how far the smoke from those wildfires up north traveled. Mostly from the Hazleton fire, I believe, but maybe some from the West Penn fire. But the sky is brown down here, especially toward the horizon, and what should be mountains down there in the distance. They have a bluish brown tint to them. It almost looks more like Los Angeles than it does the Lehigh Valley. Pretty crazy. All right, well, we are almost here with the van, the empty van. And we had quite an ordeal to get this van. I went around to get the security and got checked in, and they told me where the van was, around the other side of the building. I went around the other side of the building and it wasn't there. So I had to go back through security again, talk to him, and then he said that's where it was showing, but it wasn't there. It was actually on the side of the building where the loading docks were. So I had to loop the building a couple times to get this trailer. So just a day of time wasting all the way around. First with the tank, and then with getting this trailer. yeah, quite the interesting day so far. But we are here. Now, pay no mind to these trucks that are sitting off to the side. They are probably here early for loads that will pick up later. And they sit here and wait, or they go to sleep sometimes. Maybe they take their 10-hour break here, but there are always trucks parked along here. The ones that are picking up loads will be up here at the gate. And we're gonna sit and wait. Now, a lot of times when I'm unloading water here, there's nobody at these check-in kiosks, but today there is. And it also looks like there's a full yard over there. Usually they'll have me drop this in the yard, and now I'm trying to eye where our trailer is. And I think I might see it. I hope it's not in a dock yet. I hope it's ready to go. The other day when I got down here, it wasn't quite ready. It was close. It was only about 5 minutes from the time I dropped the trailer till the load was ready when I hooked up to the other one. So it wasn't too bad. It gave me enough time to go to the bathroom. But I don't know. I don't see the trailer. I think I see it, but I'm not 100% sure. But we're going to be here a while waiting to check in. So I was going to show you the process, but maybe another time when there's not as many people here. Alright, well, we are hooked up to the loaded van, used the restroom, did a walk around, made sure the lights worked, tires had air in them, all that good stuff, checked our connection, made sure we're hooked up, ready to roll out, get our paperwork, and get heading back up to Hazleton. Alright, so we're rolling with this loaded van. It is 6:50, 10 to 7, for those who know how to tell time the old-fashioned way. And I did not think this day was going to take this long. This day is a lesson in futility, and I guess, you know, I squawk about things being too routine and doing the same old, running the same roads all the time. So I'm always looking for something interesting. Well, I got something interesting, but it was on the frustrating side of interesting, because, you know, the delays with the water tank washout, that somebody dropped the ball either at my company or the receiver, because that wash ticket should have been entered into the computer and I should have been good to go. Because I had picked up that trailer 2 days ago and I delivered it in Fogelsville. So it should have been in the system. So somebody dropped the ball somewhere. But then, you know, traffic sitting in Tamaqua, then the train. And then let me think, oh yeah, then getting this van, the guy told me that it was in spot 334, and I went to 334 and there was no trailer in 334, so then I had to go back through again and tell the guy it wasn't there, and then go hunt around the yard until I found it. So I probably lost an hour and 15 minutes, if not more, with all the shenanigans today. So it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating. I should probably right now be dropping this van up in Hazleton instead of leaving Fogelsville. But all the delays knocked me back. And that's trucking. I mean, it happens. I've dealt with it before. I've sat for hours waiting to get unloaded. I've sat for days waiting to get loaded out in California. And, you know, I've been through it, but doesn't mean it's any less frustrating when it happens. Especially when you think it's going to be a relatively short day, which it looked like coming in. So, but like I said, it's 6:50, and it takes about an hour and 15 minutes to get to Hazleton, so it's probably going to be 8 o'clock till I get up there and check in. Alright, so the trailer was dropped in the yard. They did not want it in a door tonight. So that's done. And we went and got the paperwork signed. Now we're going to go back and pick up our tank here on the back side of the building. So, yeah, what a day it's been today. All kinds of goings on. Like I said, some days are good, some days get frustrating. Today was one of those that got a little bit frustrating. Delays and things like that. So, I mean, you'll have this in trucking. It's nothing that is new, but you just deal with it. You know, you get angry for a little while, and then it goes away, and then it's just back to the business at hand. So we gotta go down here. We dropped our tank right next to where we unload, so all we gotta do is hook this thing up and then deadhead back to the yard. We're not getting any more water tonight. And there she sits. Tug it, and we're hooked, but we're still going to take a flashlight under there and take a peek. Alright, another trucking day is in the books. We're back here. We found a parking spot. Last night we didn't have a parking spot. We had to park along the creek. It's not technically a place to park the truck, but in a pinch it'll do. It's out of everybody's way, but it's not where we like to park. But tonight there were 2 spots here I could get into, so we're backed in. We already completed our paperwork up, so all we got to do out there is a quick post trip to the truck, and then we're going to head on home. And we got one more work day. I could have had off tomorrow, but he asked me if I wanted to work, and I said yeah, so we'll work it, and we'll make the extra money for doing it. So, alright, we'll talk to you in the next one.